Don't be shy. Because eventually all this is going to get chopped up about the, I don't know, what would you say, the combination, or how do you guys describe that part?
Exactly so. Just combining wines with food. There's a little thought to be put into it.
First, I want to introduce Megan.
Hello.
Who is this sommelier. Ta-da! That's it. Okay, we got it all here. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Hi, welcome to Cooking for All Seasons, and today we're at Sarah's Vineyard in Gilroy. And next to me, I have the proprietor,
Tim Slater.
Tim Slater.
Thank you so much for watching.
And thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you coming, and I hope you enjoy yourself. As you can see in front of you, you have a multitude of different kinds of wines, and hopefully that today we're going to be pairing them with some little sort of heavy type hors d'oeuvres, I would say, a little pasta and stuff that you would probably do at home. So I'm not a real good wine person, so I'm depending on the proprietor, and later Megan, who is a sommelier, is going to help us with telling you a little bit more about the I don't know, what would you say, the combination, or how do you guys describe that part?
Exactly so. Just combining wines with food. There's a little thought to be put into it to make things go together well.
So it's not always white wine with chicken and red wine with beef.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we're over that part, okay? Because honestly, I'm not a real big wine drinker, and we're going to have to get some wine up here, though. I'm going to try some too. So tell us a little bit about how you came about Sarah's Vineyards, because your name is Tim.
Oh, indeed, that's a little odd. Sarah founded the winery in 1978, and she retired in 2001. And after several meetings and some emotional conversations, I was allowed the opportunity to continue the effort.
Oh, cool. So are you the person that, okay, like I've watched shows on TV that show how they age the wine and then they stick the little thing in and they sip it to see if it's done and all that kind of stuff.
Sure, you're a
Do
thief.
you do that part?
Yeah, I'm the winemaker.
You are, so you're just not the owner, you're actually the winemaker.
Yes, and,
Okay.
and the vineyard manager. It's a small company.
Well, I don't know, it looks like more than 50 plants to me, and that's a lot. I mean, do you get most of your own grapes from your own property, or do you go in and if you want to create something, say, different, do you buy from a local person that grows something for you or something like that?
Exactly so. I think we grow about 3/4 of our own fruit, but there's a lot of vineyards just 200 yards that way. There's a vineyard, Syrah, the Old Vine Grenache. There's a lot of vineyards in this area that don't belong to wineries. They're just farmers.
Well, and I also think that people are not so much aware of everything that goes on in Gilroy as far as the wine business is concerned. Sort of the Napa thing has sort of taken over the wine enjoyment, and I honestly believe, and I think that these nice people out here in our audience, which I think most of them are local but have lived in other places, are aware of the fact that we grow and create beautiful wines in this area. So
yeah,
this is a nice trip.
And I think the area is kind of undergoing a renaissance. 100 years ago, this was a major wine growing area.
Oh.
And Prohibition really kind of quashed it. And it's just recently that we're starting to get some more attention. There's a lot of new wineries starting, and the wine quality in the last 10 years has improved catastrophically.
Interesting.
Maybe that's not the best word.
Well,
Maybe
that's
not
okay.
catastrophically.
We'll take
Stratospherically.
that one. Okay,
How's that?
that's okay. We got it. The fact is that if you take a drive, say to LA, and you're going over a Pacheco Pass, say, don't you go by a lot of
Oh yeah, there's vineyards
great,
out on
a lot of vineyards.
Pacheco Pass, yeah.
And what's interesting,
hundreds and hundreds of acres.
But sometimes interesting is they'll label the vineyard and they'll say table grapes. I've noticed. Every once in a while there'll be a sign that'll say table grapes. And I honestly have to say, okay, this is the year 2013, and I honestly have to say that grapes were fabulous in the market today. During this, I mean, not today, but during this time, they were real crunchy. Is that, I mean, is that because, is there something?
I don't know where they're being harvested right now, but I imagine
wonderful.
It's pretty far north if they're table grapes.
Yeah, they were just
somehow they're
fabulous.
available year-round now, so they're coming from somewhere.
Well, I don't know if you guys in the audience have seen, but I noticed there's some really interesting grapes. These finger grapes, they look like a long finger. They're about like this, you know, about 2 knuckles worth. And they were purple. They were that real deep purple. They were just, I'd never seen, I was born and raised in San Jose, and I don't remember ever seeing a grape that looked like that. And then they bring into the markets too, the little tiny ones, you know.
Oh yeah.
The
I think they call them
ones.
Champagne grapes.
Yeah.
But they're not from Champagne. I think they're actually I think they're also called Zyanti currants. For some reason. They're just a really small, I love those little things. They're seedless.
It seems like the public has required more of the gourmet, but they're not really, but they call them that because I don't know why.
Oh, but they look great on the
plate,
beautiful. This nice little bunch.
Yeah, they look really pretty to decorate, but they're also really good to eat. So, thank you for having us here today.
Oh,
and I hope you enjoy
Judy,
yourself.
it's our pleasure.
I hope you enjoy yourself. I also want to thank LJB Farms in San Martin for providing us with all of the wonderful veggies. That's really cool. Those people are awesome. So I just want to let you know what we're making today. Okay, we're going to make roasted veggies in Bagna.
Oh, in Bagna Cauda. I think that's how you
so
pronounce it.
I let him pronounce it because
Italian.
I say Bagna Cauda or something like that. I mean, I just don't really know the proper enunciation, which means hot bath.
Hot bath.
Hot bath, and it's they're going to be on a salt and smoked pepper biscuit with homemade Boursin cheese. It's good. I mean, well, my neighbors said it was good.
It's good.
So, and a few of them are here today. So, then we're going to make a. We're not making the biscuits though, you guys. I finally have succumbed to baking, but it took me a while. But I made them and they taste pretty good. Then we're going to make a fig bruschetta with a fig and orange spread. And then we're going to make a mushroom and Italian sausage topping with a balsamic glaze on a smoked pepper biscuit. Well, it's a salt and smoked pepper biscuit. Along with that, we're going to have a smoked salmon spread with capers, a fresh pears and gorgonzola cheese, and a roasted butternut squash and bacon. I said bacon pasta, and I was corrected because it's not bacon. The physical pasta is not
I just got
bacon.
so excited when she said bacon pasta.
He thought I was going to make homemade
bacon
pasta. No, so I changed the wording and I said bacon mac and cheese. So I said smoked roasted butternut squash and bacon mac and cheese. On yours, it doesn't say that. On yours, I think it says the pasta, but it's not actually homemade pasta with bacon. Though we did discuss, we think we're going to try to make that. So, anyway.
I've got a team of engineers working on the technical aspects as we speak.
So I think we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're just going to stop the cameras for a moment, and then we're just going to set up because we're going to show you, we're going to show you some interesting things on how to cut your cauliflower.
She described it to me. It sounds great.
So, okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So now we're going to make the roasted veggies. And Tim has this beautiful pizza oven, and so we're going to roast the veggies in the oven. Now, you can roast the veggies at home in your oven, or I do it on the barbecue. And I use aluminum pans if I'm doing it on the barbecue at home. But I wanted to cut, I know you guys all probably know how to roast vegetables. I wasn't, it wasn't kind of one of those things where I had to tell you, okay, you cut it up, you put it in the pan, you put some olive oil on it, and you stick it in the oven. But I wanted to show you something that you might not do or might not think of, and that's cauliflower. The cauliflower, one way you can do cauliflower really neat is you can actually put it in a bowl that you can use in the microwave, put some little bit of water at the bottom and cover it and steam the whole head. And then what you're going to do is do what I'm going to do to it when it's raw, because I want to roast it. So when it's raw, it breaks apart a little bit more than it does when it's cooked in the microwave. I imagine you could cook it in the oven, but it probably would take a longer time, and it would dry it out if you just stuck the whole head, in the oven.
I think it would take quite a while.
And it would take quite a while, even if you used it on convection. Though it's not something I wouldn't try. I might, if I was going to do that in the oven, I probably would drizzle it definitely with some olive oil and some seasoning and things like that, of which I have, and I'm going to put on later. So, okay. So what you're going to do, and also let me explain. You all know what this is. This is a fennel bulb. Now, if you've had Italian sausage, and it'll say sometimes on the package, seeds, no seeds, those are fennel seeds, and they're kind of licoricey tasting, and a lot of people, either they like it with fennel or they don't like it with fennel. The fennel bulb itself isn't particularly strong to me, and they use it a lot. Italians use that a lot in salads. It's shaved real thin.
It's kind of like celery. It's got some fibrous little lines in it. So when you put it in your salad raw, cut it really thin.
Yeah.
Across the
real
grain.
Thin. And then also what's really neat is you can use the fronds. They're good too. Good decoration, also good flavoring. So, okay, piece of a red bell pepper, carrot, onion, garlic, always garlic. Well, we always use garlic. And we're in Gilroy, so it's sort of a thing you have to do. So now, I know, don't panic. We're just going to cut this, I think. Oop. We're slicing it. And like a lot of people don't think to do this. And if I can get a whole piece, oop, he kind of broke off a little bit. Let me show you. See? And when it's steamed and you cut it, it turns out looking like this. But it doesn't usually break off because it's kind of coarse. So, but it's really neat. If you do it in the microwave and you put it on somebody's plate, it looks really pretty. You can drizzle it with olive oil on the plate, sprinkle it with a little Parmesan cheese or whatever you like to put on it. So we're just going to put these in the pan. And they also roast better. If you roast the whole flowerette, it takes much longer. And this kind of opens it up and the flavor kind of expands. Ooh, there's a good, see, look at that one.
Oh, that's perfect.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
It does. It looks really neat. Of course, we're going to chop it all up, but anyway, it cooks better this way.
It's a lot faster than breaking off all the florets.
Oh, yeah. So, as you can see, it kind of does break apart, but that's okay. We're just going to put everything in here. And I don't want to put that great big flowerette in there. So, okay. Now, we have a carrot, and since I didn't peel it before, I'm just going to scrape it. Which you can. I washed it. Some people say don't peel it because that's where all the nutrients are, but I don't know. I'm not so sure. Probably is. Oop. You don't have to worry about putting this in exact really small pieces because it's going to roast. And if you use the little baby carrots, go ahead and use those. It's fine. I'm just going to put these in. And you do want to cut up an onion?
You want me to cut your onion for you?
Sure. I'll clean it for you. Oops, he has a boo-boo on him. So we're just going to cut it into kind of big pieces so it's not, kind of an owie on him. So, okay, You're up.
So
Test his
Chunks, can I use your
skills
knife?
now. We have to test his skills.
I think I can do this. About that wide?
Yeah, well,
Like
you know what?
that.
Cut it in half
Corners.
first.
Okay.
Okay, so watch your fingies.
Yeah.
And then just kind of cut it maybe inch slices or
All
so.
right. Just like that. That's all.
You got it.
Okay. I can handle that.
You can do that. And then I'm going to take them, get my fingers out of there. But you do kind of want to make sure that you separate the onion out. One thing is because you want it to cook, but the other thing is because the flavors will disperse into the other items.
I noticed that you like yellow onions.
Well, I like yellow onions for this, and okay, I have this thing about onions. Everybody uses, I don't know, not everybody does, but I use white onions. White onions are they're milder. They're mainly used in Spanish food and Mexican food. You can use it in anything, really. It's just a milder onion. Then in the wintertime, we get these little tiny onions, yellow onions, and they're about this big, and they're real tight, but they're much more pungent, you know. Sometimes you get the great big ones, and they're like about this big. They look like big, giant, I don't know, baseballs, I guess.
Oh, the white ones?
No, the yellow onions, but they're real big, and they're real fragrant, but they're not, they don't like burn your eyes. You notice there's no tears. This was not a great big one, but this was a sweet onion. You can get sweet onions now pretty much year round. So it kind of just depends on what you're making and what kind of flavor you're looking for. I don't know, what kind of, everybody's different, you know, about what kind of onions they like and how much. Well, I think it maybe depends on what you're cooking. You know, it won't hurt to put in any kind of onion that you like. In fact, you could put shallots. You could put 2 or 3 different kinds of onions. You could put red onions. Now, we used to get these red torpedo onions. They were Italian, but you don't find them very often. They look like a torpedo. Oh, smell. I don't know.
I like fennel.
Can you smell?
I'm a big fan.
Can you smell out there? It's really fragrant. So we're just gonna, okay. And let's make sure you guys can see. A whole one this size for this much would have been a little over much. Not if you like it. It's okay, whatever you like. But I'm just gonna slice this. Okay, this is not one of the better knives. But now I know I have some friends who don't like fennel, who don't like the taste of licorice. However, they were some of my guinea pigs and they ate it and they liked it. So by the time you roast it, it calms down quite a bit. Much different than it would be if you put it in a salad and it was raw. So, boy, okay. And then the piece de resistance. You want to eat that?
Sure.
Okay. Tasting good?
It's a little tough.
Oh, yeah, what's the outer?
At cooking school, they had us pull out individual leaves of fennel and push them down flat. And then we had to cut off these little fibrous things. What a pain.
Oh, I forgot to say.
It's nothing like having a French chef yelling at you. I don't speak the language, and they're just yelling at me. I think they were saying faster, faster. I don't know. Cut that fennel!
He has been to cooking school. You've been to
Cordon Bleu.
Cordon Bleu. Any place
in
else?
Paris. No, just that. That was enough.
That was enough?
That was enough punishment.
Yeah? So that was...
They ride you pretty hard.
Yeah.
They take it very seriously.
I couldn't go. That would not be, I would be laughing too much. They wouldn't like me. I could maybe fit in Italian a little better, but I don't think I could fit in with the French. You know, of course I imagine the Italians, oh, that's yucky. Oops. You know, garlic is just one of those things. You wouldn't have to peel the garlic if you don't want to. You could stick it in there with the skin. It'll roast. But today, I think most of the time I peel it. A couple of the things that I made, I didn't peel the garlic. When I made the the Boursin cheese that I made, I actually roasted the garlic to put in it because sometimes fresh garlic in cheeses just, it's overwhelming. And also there's a different flavor that you get from roasted garlic than you do from fresh garlic. But the combination of the two is also good. So you put some roasted garlic in and some fresh garlic in, and that's good. So if you, let's see, I have to, let me put one more in, and then we're going to put it in the pizza oven. He's got a pizza oven. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. I know. Next time we'll make pizza, I think. You know, I think it's hard to make pizza because I want to sit here and eat it all. So, okay, so we've got all our veggies in here. We're going to olive oil it, some extra virgin olive oil or whatever. And if you don't want to use olive oil, if you want to use grapeseed oil or you want to use one of the other kinds of oils, I would probably be a little bit careful if I was using something like walnut oil or something. I mean, any kind of oil that you use is going to either bring a flavor to something or it's going to not have any flavor, like canola oil or something like that. And the idea is that you want some flavor in here. So pick whatever kind of oil you like and use that. I prefer olive oil to this. So we're just gonna, don't be shy, because eventually all this is going to get chopped up and it's going to have bagna.
Banya cauda.
And that is what?
Hot bath. The hot bath, which is olive oil and garlic.
Olive oil, garlic, anchovies.
Anchovies.
And in mine, I put a little pepper flake. So, excuse me 1 minute, I have to get the salt and pepper. And the salt. Okay, I'm back. All right. I know, hey. It's the way it is in the kitchen. You're like on one side and you go, oh man, I have to go all the way to the other side. So things do happen. So, what kind of pepper you like? Do you like black pepper? You could put pepper flakes in this. This is really good roasted and then chopped and put over pasta. It really is. So if you, if there's a special kind of pepper that you use, because nowadays there's all different kinds of peppers from all over the world. Did you know
what I'm astonished by is the salt selection nowadays in
the
gourmet shop.
That's true.
They've got pretty soon it'll be a salt aisle.
Well, there is. I went to a store in in New York that had all these. It must have had 100 or 200 different salts. The problem with the different salts is that some of them you can't use in cooking because you'll never taste it. They're finishing salts, different than salt. This is kosher salt, different than salts that you would use in the physical cooking of something. They're made for to put over like a smoked salt, which would be really good like on a smoked salt, which would be really good like on a steak that you just got through, cooking on the barbecue, and then you would finish it off. Much like some of the olive oils. Not all olive oils you should actually be cooking with. Some of the ones that are from France are very light. And they're very expensive, some of them. So you're not going to use that to fry your chicken in or something like that. But you're going to use that maybe on a salad as the finishing, and then use the finishing salt with it. So this is what it looks like. Can you see it? Now back there, can you all see it? Ooh. Everybody? Okay.
We'll just slide it
Okay,
in.
we're just going to we put it like, it's in like 3 different pans because we don't want it sitting on the floor of the pizza oven, because the pizza oven gets hot.
Hotty hot.
Hotty hot. So we'll see you in a while. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I lost my... Oh. Okay. Never mind. Okay. Well, we're going to now switch over and start making some... I think we're going to make mushrooms next. So, let's see. I have to, yeah, we're going to make mushrooms next. So let me clean all this off, bring out all the stuff for the mushrooms, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay, I made a little boo-boo. I said we were going to do mushrooms, but really we're going to do figs, okay? Okay, first thing we're going to do,
Chop some onions.
chop some onions and chop some of this beautiful rosemary. I know people are going to go, ooh, with figs? Yeah, it's really good. You'll taste it later. I think you'll like it. Did such a nice job. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to kind of bring out the flavor, we're going to use butter. So we're just going to put a little bit of butter. Ooh, we got a little.
Is that
there.
small enough for you, Judy?
Oh yeah, that's fine, because it's
Okay.
all going to get, it's, you know, in reality, it's all going to get smooshed up, because we're going to make like a spread, I would say, with it. But the one thing that I do want you to do is, can you cut some of this up, the rosemary?
Sure, real
Yeah.
small?
Yeah, pretty small. Let's see if we can get this going. Are we going? Ah, now we're going. Sometimes the combinations of things that you wouldn't think go together, fruits and herbs go together real well. Some people are afraid to try it, but you should try it. When I develop recipes and put things together, in this case, I was trying to create things that I felt would go with some of the wines that are here at Sarah's Vineyards. Now, with the end, as we're making this, then we're going to have Megan. She's going to come up and she's going to give us some tips on the combinations of flavors. And one of the things is she's going to give you the combination of this to what wines they have here. So that will kind of give you an idea of how you can, marry things together. Does that sound okay?
Marry them, yes.
Marry them, I guess. So,
The married state.
the married state, is that what it's
The
called?
state of being married. Sorry, please, go on. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, that's right. Have some wine. Okay, are we cooking here? Usually this thing gets so hot. Of course today it's not going to. Oh, it feels getting warm. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in some of these onions and some of this rosemary that we've just chopped really fine. And even though it's going to go into the spread, by chopping it, you release the oils. And that's kind of what we're looking for. I don't know if you guys can see how tiny this is, but I don't know, can you see? It's really, really tiny. And it really releases the oils when you do that. When you cook certain things like chicken cacciatore, you don't want to do that because you want the flavor of the rosemary, but you don't want to over. And rosemary is one of those herbs that can overpower things. That and bay leaves are like that. Let's see, even pepper. When you put too much pepper in things, that can overshadow things. There's also certain vegetables that can overshadow. Bell peppers, green bell peppers especially, can overshadow, in my opinion, the flavor of certain things. You want it there, but you want it to go, oh yeah, and I taste that sort of essence of the flavor in the back, but not, unless you're making stuffed bell peppers, and then you have at it, okay? But, the idea is to use your herbs and your seasonings as enhancements to what you're creating, not to overshadow everything that you're making. You want to be able to taste all the little different nuances in your creations. And I really want you to go and try different things. Well, if it didn't taste good with that one, toss that one and make something else. You don't have to make huge batches of things. When I'm making things like this, I take small amounts and put them together. And the problem with putting herbs and cheeses and making spreads and stuff and using dry herbs is the fact that sometimes they don't bloom till the next day. The flavor of a dry herb constitutes the fact that the oil probably no longer exists in there to a certain extent. So when you put a dry herb in something, tweak it a little bit with your fingers, sort of rub it together to get it to respond a little bit more. You'll find that will bring the oils out in the dry herbs faster. Also using some fresh herbs like fresh oregano, while it's really good, it doesn't really bring a lot of flavor. It's very mild compared to dried oregano that is very pungent and also one of those flavors that can overshadow things. So we're cooking. We are cooking here. I just thought I would show you this. So the idea is, if it gets a little brown, it's not going to hurt it, but the idea is that we want it to bring out the oils in the rosemary, and the onion will absorb some of that flavor too. If you don't like, I don't know, can you guys smell that already? It doesn't take very long when the rosemary is chopped up, really fine. Okay. So, okie dokie. I think, actually once this little contraption gets going, it really starts cooking fast. So we're going to turn this off because you don't really need to cook. You need to cook it maybe till the onions are wilting. You don't worry about it being exact. It's going to get. Can you smell that?
It smells nice.
So I'm going to, let's move this around. This is our cream cheese and our goat cheese. We're outside cooking, so it's kind of hard. I don't like to have everything. I know maybe you guys are looking for something that's always fancy and everything, but I'm not quite so fancy. I want you guys to know this is the way I would cook in my kitchen, and I assume that's probably the way you would cook too. So the only thing we don't need is we don't need the butter. I have a person over here, camera can't see, but she's known as the hand. So let's move this. We'll put this over here. This gets really hot, though. Just be careful. It's still cooking, that's why I unplugged it. So it's okay. And now, let's bring on the... Now, I don't know, do you guys have one of these? Do very many people have something that looks like this? I love it. I know I have a regular size food processor, but this thing works like a champ. I mean, sometimes you just have a little bit to do, and the idea of dragging out the huge food processor is just really kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't want to clean it. I'm not lazy, but I don't want to. And so I use this all the time. I mean, I could probably cook a meal for 100 people using this thing. It's my always go-to. So, all right, let's see. Okay, we're going to put into this, now we're putting in the onions are soft. Okay. And there's always room for butter. The next thing we're going to put in is we're going to put that half and half goat cheese, half cream cheese. If you don't like goat cheese, you can use Italian.
Sounds like
Mascarpone.
Okay.
Very good. Which is the Italian's version of cream cheese. It's good. It's really good. The only thing you have to be careful with mascarpone is that if you whip it too long, it starts breaking or it turns into some like a lumpy kind of buttery type of thing. So just be careful. So we're going to put in a couple spoonfuls of goat cheese. Like I said, you choose which kind of cheese you like. You know, you could use goat cheese and mascarpone. You don't have to use regular cream cheese. You can use whatever combinations you like. And this is just regular cream cheese. I'm going to put in approximately the same amount. Okay? Got it?
Got it.
You know what I need? I need the figs that are inside and a couple of pieces of toast, of those little toasty things. Okay, now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. Can you see it? Well, it looks like this. Well, obviously it comes with a top on it. I'm such a dinghy. But this one, I know, it's called Dalmatia Fig and Orange Spread. And it's fabulous. They make a fig one and they make a fig and orange one. And you get it mostly in the wine section, in the cheese section, because it's really good served with wine and cheese. And guess where we are? We're at the Vineyard drinking wine. That's why I picked it because one of my most favorite things is orange. I love citrus. I'm a real citrusy type of person. So we're going to put some of this in here. A whole lot of some of this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. My hand. Thank you. These are the little toasties we're going to put it on. I'll put these over here. Okay. You want to taste it?
Oh, I love this stuff.
You do?
I do.
Good.
They make a couple of different.
Yeah, they make different things, but
their cherry, sour cherry spread is delicious.
Ooh.
That goes really good with cheddar.
Ooh.
Things like that. I think it's coming from Croatia.
Is it? Yeah, someplace where I wasn't thinking.
The Dalmatian coast.
Oh.
They have those spotted dogs, and they have this wonderful fig spread. Those dogs, have you seen them? They're white, and they have these black spots. They're crazy.
That's where they live?
Yeah, that's where they're from.
Oh, cool.
Dalmatians.
Okay, now I'm going to turn this on. It's going to be loud. Are you ready? It doesn't take very long. But see, you could just be whipping this up in your kitchen while your guests are sitting there and you just look so professional. But you don't need to have a great big food processor. You need to get one little. You need
What do you call that? A mini chop?
Well, yeah, food grinder, mini chop, this is like, if I told you how old this one is, you would really be like, they last that long? But I think it was probably one of the very first ones. And I know next time I try to go turn this thing on, it's not going to work. But actually, I keep a spare one at home. I think Cuisinart makes a little one. So I always have an extra one because I really do. I'm really not just saying that. I really do use it all the time. Okay, it's done. Just like that.
That was easy.
That was easy. Well, it was easy because we just kind of...
Because I'm just standing.
Because you're standing there. It's okay. So, I won't make you taste it right now. I'm going to let it sit for a moment because the next thing we're going to... Well, the reason you want this to sit, and the reason why you'd probably like to make it either in the morning and serve it in the evening or something, is it does have the onion and the rosemary, and those flavors need to burst out a little bit. And even though you'll still taste them now, it probably will taste significantly just a little bit better. Oh, let's see.
Judy, would you mind if I check these roasting vegetables real quick?
Whoa, they're really back there. Oh, look at it.
I've got a little hook.
How are we doing?
So we're getting a little bit of brown there, so I think they've got a ways to go. What do you think? I hear a little light sizzle.
Oh, yeah, they can go.
Okay. Back you go.
I want one of these. I do, I really do. But my husband, I don't think that's happening for me.
It's always the husband's fault.
I just try to explain to him how much it would benefit him. On the other hand, he's not going for it right now. So I know where I can come, though.
Hey, I have to tell you, the smell of the roasting veggies and garlic coming out of the oven is really great. You can't smell it, of course, but I'm really enjoying it.
Oh. Makes them feel so much better, I'm sure.
Let me share with you.
So I want to show you what it looks like. Can you see? I mean, it does, you can see the, I don't know if you can, but it's got the little pieces of the orange and the fig and everything in it. So we're just going to take this, move this, put that over there. Thank you. Okay, next order. I didn't do it. I didn't show you what I did, but these are the figs. And now you're probably wondering, gee, that doesn't look like figs to me. But they're diced figs, diced dried figs. Now, because figs are hard to get a hold of, figs are only in season a very, very short time. And so, but you can always get dried figs. And they have mission figs, they have, Calamalata or something like that. I'm not really sure exactly.
Calamirna, maybe?
Yeah, any kind of fig you like. Chop them up, not too small, and then you're going to macerate them. Okay, what does macerate mean? Macerate means that you're going to put the chopped figs in a little, in a small saucepan and pour some really nice wine in there. Like, I think that, in fact, when Megan's going to come up, and I'm going to ask her because I used one of the wines here. So you do kind of want a port, a sort of a sweet wine. You don't want something that's real bitter, so something that would be sweet. And you probably want a red wine. Though I don't know, maybe a white wine would be okay. Like, what's a sweet white wine?
Oh, Vinsanto. It's a nice Italian sweet
you
sort
could
of
use
dessert
that.
wine.
That would be good.
Vinsanto would be great. Maybe Madeira.
No, okay.
Madeira,
okay.
Perhaps.
See, I'm learning because I'm not. I only know that what you drink, you cook with, and what you cook with, you drink. So don't pick an inexpensive wine or it doesn't even make any difference if it's inexpensive or expensive. Where'd he go?
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I'm back. Sorry.
Right? You cook with what you drink with what you cook.
If you're not willing to drink it, then I don't think you want to
Then
put
you
it
don't
in
want
your
to put it
food.
in your food.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to spend a fortune on like veal shanks to make arcabuco and end up putting some really wine that you're not going to drink into the arcabuco, right?
Right.
Or even into your spaghetti. A good red, I don't care what the price of it is. If you like it, that's the most important thing. So cook with the wine you drink with the wine you cook with. How's that sound?
I agree completely.
Pretty good. Okay, now we've got all this done. Let us bring the young lady, Megan, up. And we're going to, yes, Megan, she's going, me? So we're going to hook her up. So we'll be right back in a second and we'll have Megan hooked up so we can hear her talk over me. We're back again. Okay, we're going to assemble all this now. And but first I want to introduce Megan.
Hello.
Who is this sommelier?
Yes.
Did I pronounce it?
You
Did I
did.
enunciate it correctly?
Very well.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay, so Megan,
Yes.
This is what we have. You saw what we put in this. This is the spread. These are what kind of wine did you give me? It was a little bottle.
It was an itty bitty little bottle for a good reason. We actually have is our port style wine. We call it Mistel de Syrah. Mistel de Syrah is basically fortified just like a port. It is a Syrah based. And so what we did here is Judy added a little bit into the fig spread. Gives it a nice little sweetness, but not too sweet.
What you do is it macerates. So you put the dried figs in a pan, and then you put some of the wine in there, or whatever kind you're using. In this case, it was the
Mistel de Syrah. We call it the
Mistel.
Little Missy.
And so then you heat it up. You don't want to. It doesn't have to be boiling hot. It just has to get warm enough, and then you take it off the heat and let them just sit there. You do that with any kind of dried fruit, to macerate it, to reconstitute it, and to get the flavor. So guess what? You guys get we're dripping. So we're going to put some of this on. So we put some of the spread on, and now we're going to put, I thought, toasted pecans.
Ooh, fancy.
Now, I have to admit it right now. So we were making all the little the little things for you guys, the little samples and everything for you. And somehow my mind got twisted, which isn't, but anyway, and we put some of the pecans, we have a pear and gorgonzola. So that pear and gorgonzola now has some little toasted pecans on it and the honey. So I get so excited.
It sounds like it'll go really good.
Well,
Yeah,
it'll be
definitely.
good.
All right.
So here, guys, go ahead, taste it, see
All
what you
right.
think.
All right.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Difference between a bruschetta and crostini. Bruschetta is usually a larger bread that's made toasted over a fire, over coals. It's an artistic bread, a sourdough, something like that, a ciabatta, something like that. Crostini, on the other hand, is a finer bread, and it's a smaller bread. So that's the difference. So call it which one. You can either call it bruschetta or you could call it crostina. For me, now I know, because I was like, what is the difference? That is the difference. So, but though I've been in restaurants and they've called it crostini, and it's been a long piece of slender bread. So it kind of just depends on whatever, they happen to call it in the restaurant that you're eating. So what is it? Did we pass?
It's delicious.
It's fantastic.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So what kind of wine did you pair with this?
So we actually decided to go ahead and pair it with the Little Missy. It is very dessert-like, so it is a little heavy, a little high in alcohol because it is gone through that fortified process of that. So you guys are going to be very happy with this. I kid you not. It's a little crostini, little Missy. It's a little thing, but big taste.
They pair perfectly. The sweetness of the figs works perfectly with that sweet wine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, definitely.
It's really
Okay, I'm
nice.
going to really hurry. I'm going to rush. Now we're going to do the mushroom one, and we're going to hurry up and do it because I can see little hungry faces out there. And I don't want I know you're sipping that wine, so I don't want anybody to, I don't want to lose anybody in the process here. Okay?
No one's going anywhere, I don't think.
And like I said, I used just a small baguette, but I buttered it because I felt that using butter in some instances is better than olive oil. Just my own taste, but just a little brush of butter. There is definitely a flavor of butter, and that is distinctive. So just like olive oil. So, okay, we're going to be right back. We're going to do mushrooms. Hi, we're back. We're going to do some mushrooms. And the reason why I wanted to show you this is because I wanted to show you how to cook mushrooms you've chopped up real fine, and something that if you've ever had beef Wellington, what do you call it, Tim?
Duxelle.
Duxelle, and that is the fine chopped mushrooms, as you can see in here, that I've chopped real fine. And the problem with cooking mushrooms all the time is the moisture in them. Sometimes that happens. You have to use a really hot pan in order to not have your mushrooms sort of water out. But I'll tell you something, and I've said this before, you can boil mushrooms. If you boil your mushrooms for about say 3 or 4 minutes, then you take them out and then you put your marinade over them, or toss them in a pan with olive oil and butter and garlic and parsley. They're fabulous. And sometimes when you go to restaurants and you're not quite sure where they got those mushrooms from, and they're all puffy and they're juicy when you eat them, that's what they do to them. And people always say, don't wash your mushrooms. Well, that's okay too, but in this case, try just boiling them for 2 or 3 minutes or so, and then you're gonna drain them, and then throw them into a hot bath of butter and olive oil and garlic and parsley and salt and pepper. They're fabulous. They really are. Try that. But in this case, we wanted to dry the mushrooms out, actually. So this is how you would do it. So you might want to use one of those little tiny grinders to sort of pulsate. And if you don't have one and you have to do it by hand, it takes a while to cut it. It just does. You just have to sit there and just do it.
That's awfully fine.
Yeah, this is pretty fine. But in one of those little grinder things, it takes a second. It's real fast. So once again, we're trying to get the butter to melt. You know. So, okay, this is going to be mushrooms, Italian sausage, and it's going to have a little bit of mixed cheeses to sort of bind it together. And then it's going to go on a pepper salted biscuit with a balsamic glaze over it. So, this thing is so slow. What I wanted to show was how you actually get the mushrooms to release their moisture and sort of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Because in this case, the mushrooms have to be cooked. You won't want to use them raw, but you don't want to use them when they're all watery, because then when you put it on the biscuit or on whatever you want to put it on, it's going to kind of be a little bit drippy, soggy. And you don't want sog.
No soggy.
Well, you could. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but the only thing is that you don't have to plate everything. Everything that you see today that I've already put on the biscuit, you don't have to do that. You could just put bowls of whatever you're serving and then put out what you wanted to people to use, a cracker, a biscuit, a crostini, or a bruschetta. My sister kept trying to get me to say it correctly. But so we're going to use a little salt and pepper. But the other thing we're going to add to this, if it would hurry up, is a little salt. Is in here, another thing I ground up. This is a shallot ground with a garlic clove, and we're going to put that in with the mushrooms. Okay.
That's Gilroy written all over.
Yeah. And this is kind of up to you, how much you like, a lot or a little. If you're a big garlic fan, you put a lot. It also depends on what kind of Italian sausage. Now, this is Italian sausage. I know it looks kind of crumbly because that's what I did. I cooked it first and put it in the little machine and ground it up. So, because this is going to go on top of a small, not a dessert, like a crostini, a cracker, a biscuit. This one's not the best looking one, but they turned out really good. They turned out really, I can't explain it to you, but I am not the world's best baker.
I think that's a marvelous biscuit. Did everybody get a look at this biscuit? What's not to love about this biscuit? Perfectly formed. It even has a little crease there. It's just aching to be busted open and slathered with this stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the biscuits, okay, because while this thing is heating, of which is really for some reason taking forever, but these biscuits are made with smoked black pepper. Now, smoked black pepper is a little bit more difficult to get a hold of. I actually get it in Oakland. My daughter lives up there, and I had her bring me some down because I use it on a lot of different things. I use it when I make pork, pulled pork for pulled pork sandwiches. I use smoked, so I use it on a steak. You can use anything. So I would suggest, and I've looked at a couple of places. I've actually looked at Penzeys, which is one of the seasoning and herb companies that you can order things online with and everything. I don't think they had it. So you have to look for smoked pepper if you can and get it online. If not, just use regular pepper. But I like the flavor of it. And then it just has sea salt in it. Once again, if you have a salt, you could actually use a smoked salt in this. It has this biscuit has sour cream and cream in it, and butter. Sorry, because you want it to be a little moist.
Butter. Not sorry.
No, never.
Butter, sour cream, and whole cream, heavy whipping cream. But so why we're not getting heat here for some reason. That's the reason why, because I had it turned the wrong way. Okay, so instead of waiting till after, we'll ask you now, what would we put on this?
So we have a few ingredients we can already work with. We have that yummy Italian sausage, full of spices, full of flavor. We have these yummy mushrooms. We have the shallots. We have all the pepper and the biscuits going on. which brought me to have this paired with our Red Rhone varietal blend. We have Grenache, Syrah, and Morvet in here. 3 varietals that have that pepper taste to it. Still has that fruit forwardness because we are in California and that's what we are known for, our lovely fruit forwardness in our wines. So with all of this combination together, the little pepperiness that is already in the biscuit, it contrasts perfectly with that flavor. And it's lovely. You're going to be ecstatic when you try all this with the wine because you're not a big wine connoisseur.
No, I'm not. And so for me, when I taste wines, they're really new to me. I mean, something, and I really have to be honest with you, I cannot tell the difference, well, most of the time, between a wine that's $50 a bottle or wine that's $15 a bottle. I'm not, my palate hasn't grown up to be able to decipher. I can only tell you what I like and what I don't like and what appeals to me. But you, on the other hand, know what you're looking for. You know that this flavor goes with this herb, which I think is really kind of important. I do. So for me, being here today, doing the cooking and bringing these to you is me also learning about the combinations of food to wine and what tastes good, and not always the white wine with the chicken and the fish and the red wine with the beef and the pork or whatever, you know. And also I wanted to tell you, this sausage happens to have fennel in it. But I also want you all to know that I do cook, there are peanuts in my kitchen, and if anybody's allergic to anything that has to do with peanuts, please make sure that you don't eat anything. I'm sorry. But I know that that's like a really big thing. So I always like to warn, and you know, in the bagna cauda, it has anchovies in it. And I would bring it up later, but I want to make sure that I brought it up. Anchovies, Worcestershire sauce, sound familiar? Worcestershire sauce, anchovies. That's what anchovies are in, Worcestershire sauce. So when you say you don't like anchovies, I would like to go into your kitchen. I bet you I find Worcestershire sauce. So yeah, that is that flavor, you know. Just because it's not there in the fillet, in the little fillet thing, it still is in there. So I think are we cooking here? No. Let's check our vegetables.
Okay, with pleasure. Pardon me, Megan. I don't want to hit you. There, you're okay.
How they doing? Oh, those are a little done.
Beautiful.
Oh, let's bring those out.
Okay.
While this is going. Can you guys?
Judy gave me some gloves. I kind of look like Justin Timberlake for a second here. So if you want to get a shot of these, they're nicely roasted. They're a little bit brown. Can everybody see that? And oh, they smell great. So I'm gonna hang on to these for me.
You're gonna have a stampede coming.
Oh, you can see. Look at the steam coming off.
Oh yeah.
So actually, I mean, I know this is a beautiful pizza oven and everything, but really, you can accomplish this in your oven and also in your barbecue. Really. So, okay, I think thank you. Thank you
it's my pleasure.
for roasting those. Okay, okay. Now we're cooking here a little bit. So the idea is, in your pan, is to cook this long enough to cook the moisture out of the mushrooms, but trying not to burn it at the same time. So this is not something that you can leave and go watch TV while it cooks, or go do something else in the kitchen. It's somewhat like when you make a risotto, where you should be there. Though I can make risotto without having to be there. I just don't stir it a lot, and I just sort of put it in the oven or something like that. But if you're making it the traditional way, where you put in, a ladle full of warm broth every time, and then you stir it to let the rice get absorbed the liquid, then this is somewhat like it. You don't want to just leave this, because if it starts burning, remember, it has garlic in it, and there's just something about burned garlic that just doesn't go over real good.
I don't care for it.
I don't care for it. I don't care for it, and it can. So you don't want to see. Can you see it? I'm afraid to. You see how it's that you can see the moisture. Well, pretty soon there won't be any moisture left, and it's really at that point that you're done. So
it did heat up rather quickly once the pan.
Yeah, once I turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys.
We could have left that out.
They'll cut that part out. They won't leave that part in that I admitted that I didn't turn it on correctly.
Well, Judy, could I make a comment on philosophy?
Sure.
So we're talking about pairing wine with food, and for a lot of people that don't drink wine as often, I hope it doesn't sound like we're being snobbish. We can actually taste a lot of very delicate little flavors in the wine because, well, we're drinking it on a daily basis. Megan's gone through a pretty long and extravagant program to train her taste buds. You don't have to worry about that. If you like something, great, drink it. It doesn't matter if it costs $15 or $10 or $50 or $150. Hopefully it's within your budget, whatever you like. Some people have tastes that exceed their budgets, and that I can't imagine anything more depressing. But in general, if we call this, say, zero flavor is here, and here's 100% of the flavor in that glass of wine, about this much of it is just wine flavor. And we're talking about these teeny little flavors, a little bit of cherry or raspberry. These are flavors that come out of the grapes, and that's what gets people really excited about the wine industry. That's why people become sommeliers or winemakers, because wow, there's all these neat little aromas and flavors in wine. And I don't know, it's a lot of fun for us. But if you don't notice them, that's okay. Do believe us that we find them in there. We're not making it up. We're not just rolling a bunch of dice that have little flavors written on the spots. Like, oh, this one's got rosemary and fig. Yeah, that's it. Rosemary, fig.
Well,
got it?
Well, it's like cooking too. I mean, people that are overly passionate about cooking, and they usually pick one area, like we talked about. Usually bake, no cook. Cook, no bake. So bakers usually are over here, and the cookers are over here, right?
Yeah, they fight constantly.
That's not something that happens all the time. Mm-hmm. So that's why I can say I'm not a really good baker, because I'm not a real good baker. But I just never, I make a few things, and the people know who watch my show. I always try to pick up some sort of dessert that I didn't have to create, like a cherry pie or something like that, because that's just not where my passion is. I enjoy doing it once in a while, but it's not something I go into the kitchen with, and being very aggressive about. I mean, that's just so okay. So enough about my faults. So you can see the difference. Can you see the difference? There's no fluid. I'm watching. There's no, you can tell because look at the steam, that's the moisture escaping. So that's kind of what we want. And if we leave it on here too much longer, also, you don't want raw garlic. So this cooks the garlic without burning it. But if you leave it too long, you're going to burn it. Okay, so that's done. And now we're just going to add the sausage to it. This one I think tastes better a little warm, served a little warm. And then what we're going to add to it is some of the cheese. And I just used a mixture of Italian cheeses, because it's kind of crumbly and there's really nothing to bind it together. You could put an egg in it, and then you'd make a meatloaf or you could make like a meatball. Then you'd have to bake it or something like that. That would bind it together. But we're going to use cheese because that's also another binder.
And cheese is fabulous.
And cheese is good. And wine and cheese.
Oh, that makes two. This is why I did the sommelier thing, so I can enjoy the food and the wine at the same time.
Okay,
I'm looking out for you.
So see how the difference is. It kind of begins to bind it, but you don't worry about it being, on the heat. So now I can actually really turn it off. So then let's take. Let's put this over here so we don't melt it. And here's one of our little biscuits. And I'm going to ask the hand if she'll go in and get the thing of balsamic glaze, which I believe is right here. I'm sorry. So it's just, yeah. Oh, thanks. I hope this cools down enough. I don't want to burn your mouths. This is what you guys will be eating. I know I'm rushing. We'll be there in a few. So you're going to put this on. I mean, you could serve it like in a, you know, I don't know, in a like a crocky pot type of small thing. Or they make, oh, I know what would be really good, is they make these things that you melt butter in, like for lobster or something. You could actually put this in something like that with a candle under it, just enough to keep it warm, not something to continue cooking. Okay, what do we have here? We have a balsamic glaze. And of course, we have the one that's not open. That's okay, it's very easy. So where do I get balsamic glaze? You know, nowadays you can get it in a lot of different places. I mean, I'll have to say this one I got at Trader Joe's. But I know they sell it, Smart and Final. A lot of the little stores have it now, because it's kind of one of those things that people. So then we're going to just drizzle. Okay,
Fantastic.
you're up.
All right. There goes nothing. All right.
Does that taste
No,
okay?
this
I
is
hope I didn't
great.
burn your mouth.
No, not at all. The balsamic glaze gives it a nice little sweet and sour taste. It's beautiful. And I shouldn't say too much more because I don't want to have all the audience just come up here and start
I don't
attacking
think you're
me.
going to like these. We'll just take those off your plates and put them up here,
Oh, yeah.
because you're not going to like these.
Okay.
Fantastic, Judy.
All right.
That was
So-
a marvelous biscuit, too.
I'm so proud of myself. I can't tell you. I made like 80 of those things, you know, and I became queen of the biscuits in my house or something. So now my husband's going to want them in the morning, I know, but they're a little fattening too, so we don't need to be making them all the time. But I hope you'll enjoy that. So let's do the next thing right away. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to chop these beautiful vegetables, and you're going to see them probably better as I pour them out on here.
Well, I think there's something wrong with this one.
There's something wrong with that one. You need to eat that.
Oh, no, it was okay.
Oh, okay. So what are we going to do here? Basically what you're going to do, and let me tell you something, like this, can you all see this? This is beautiful. I mean, it really is. I mean, and it's nothing, we didn't do anything spectacular or anything. You saw exactly what we did. There's some, the only thing that we probably want to fish out in here a little bit are the garlic cloves, so that we can smash them so that they get throughout the vegetables. I mean, just this alone over some pasta, a little bit more olive oil, you know, some pepper flakes. Actually, this bagnacotta. I'm really trying. You know, just pouring some of that over it, or serving this as an antipasta plate. Let it cool down, and just serving this like this would be fabulous. So let's see my knives. Uh-oh, we have to go to the kitchen and get them.
I am more and more a fan of cauliflower. Big fan of cauliflower.
Well, you know, cauliflower is one of those vegetables. When you're a kid, you always had the trees. Remember, that's the broccoli. Your mother could tell you, "Okay, let's eat the little trees." And then along came what is that, ranch dressing, and every kid could then begin to eat some vegetables. But very rarely did people ever give them cauliflower. Well, cauliflower is a very distinctive flavor, much more. I don't know. But you can really, that really has a real defined fragrance in the house.
Oh, yeah?
So does broccoli, really, but cauliflower does, really. So look, we're just going to smash these things of garlic. things, I should say these cloves, they're not things, just to make sure that they get. And then we're just going to cut it real. And I'm going to actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what we would do. And then we're going to stop. This is what I would do. I would chop this up. I'm going to show you. It gets chopped real fine. And then we add, then what gets mixed into it is the combination of an olive oil and garlic. I put pepper flakes in mine. If you don't want pepper flakes in it, don't. And a little squish of anchovy paste. If you don't want anchovy paste, you can actually use an anchovy fillet. If you don't want anchovy in it, leave it out. But when you taste this, when we bring everything out, you will notice that you won't probably be able to taste the anchovy, but it's that flavor that you go, what is that? What is that flavor? What am I tasting? And that's the anchovy. So I was really more interested in this case to show you what the vegetables look like and tell you that it would be really good over pasta as a dish, as a main dish, as a vegetable dish. Hey, you know, the holidays are, you know, if you have vegetarians in your family, you want to make them something special, they would really enjoy this. They could serve it in the summer. If you could use cauliflower in this. You can use any combination of real vegetables, but this makes a real visual combination, and you're going to taste it in a little while, I promise. Really, I promise. So what kind of wine would we go with this? This also has a Boursin cheese that I made to go underneath it that I think you're going to like. So what are we going to put with this? What kind of wine?
Well, we actually are going back to that Rhone varietal blend. This one is just a little different. There's a lot going on in this little dish with all the vegetables, the pepper, the chili, and we have the anchovy spread, the Boursin cheese, and then the biscuit as well. There's a lot going on. You need a lot of fruit forwardness to go with this. So California, we have a blend. It's Syrah, a little Carignan, which is a very fruit forward grape, and then we have another blending varietal Counoise in here. So this I chose best because it has that significant fruit forwardness that you can automatically taste. For my audience, it's the third one on the right hand side on the top for you guys. You can already, even just the smell, it has that lovely red camp of all those berries and whatnot. So I would definitely go towards that, because with that, the little fruit forwardness, the little bit of tannins in there, it goes a long way, especially if you have a lot of ingredients in just your one little dish. So I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, thank you. Great. So now we know what to drink with it. Now we want to eat it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to stop right now. I'm going to take everything off here. We're going to put up the buffet, and I'm going to just tell you one time what we have in it. I'm going to thank Tim, thank Megan, thank all of you, thank the hand, thank my people, and thank my other Megan, who is in here helping me all the time. So I'll be right back, and you'll see us. We're going to put out the display and put the pasta out and everything. I promise you'll enjoy yourselves. Okay? We'll be right back. Thanks. And I think I'm just going to put these vegetables out for somebody who just wants vegetables. Sorry. Okay. Ta-da! That's it. Okay. We got it all here. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Salt and pepper biscuit, smoked pepper biscuits with smoked salmon, okay? With a little chive on top. Your mushrooms with the Italian sausage and the balsamic glaze. They're warm. That's why we tried to do it last, so because we wanted to serve it warm. This one is the homemade Boursin cheese with the roasted vegetables. So I kind of wanted you to see this is what we got. This is what we chop. This is the same thing. It's just chopped finer. This is warm. This is what we took out of the oven. Help yourself. There is one garlic clove in here I couldn't find, so somebody's going to get the big garlic clove. This is a pasta made like a mac and cheese with roasted butternut squash and bacon.
A lot of bacon.
A lot of bacon. And it's got probably a little bacon fat in it because I roasted the butternut squash and the bacon fat. And the garlic and the shallots.
And if you have a peanut allergy,
don't eat this.
This has bacon in it.
Well, I always like, you know, when I'm cooking for other people or when I put dishes out, and I always tell people what it has in it, you know, what it doesn't have in it. I very rarely cook things with peanuts and very rarely cook things with walnuts, because those are the two nut types that most people are allergic to. And so but I usually do post if there's nuts in something. But in this case, when I'm not really sure about anybody who might have a peanut allergy or something like that, I want you to know I do cook with peanuts in my kitchen, so I wouldn't want anybody to get sick. Okay, next one. This is a roasted, there's your fig with your fig sauce. This one is the pears that have been cut small. They're fresh pears, tossed in a little bit of butter, warmed a little bit with a little bit of lemon juice on them, because pears do turn brown. And so in order to think about what I needed to do, I didn't want to serve you brown pears. So I tossed them in a little bit of butter, heated them up, not cooked all the way through because you don't want them too mushy, because they have a tendency to get mushy. That was the one that I accidentally put the pecans on instead of the one that it was supposed. I still put it on the fig one, but it has a gorgonzola base to it, but it also has some honey on it too. Okay, so we're good to go.
We're good to go.
We're good to go.
We're ready to go.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
It was wonderful. Really,
And I
got
gotta tell you, Meg and I have exercised remarkable restraint here. You know, out of respect for you, no fingerprints on any. We're standing right in front of this.
And thank you, Megan, for all your help.
Judy, thank you so much.
And
for
it was
everything.
great. It was great.
thank
you.
you.
And I did learn about wine.
Yay.
That I like wine, which could be dangerous for my husband. And my pocketbook, I have a feeling. But thank you, really. This has been wonderful. It's Cooking for All Seasons. We're here at Sarah's Vineyards in Gilroy, and I also want to thank LJB Farms for letting me have all their beautiful vegetables to cook for you today, and I hope that you enjoy everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the audience come up, and there's some plates and napkins and stuff, and then I know you guys are hungry, so thank you.
Cheers
Thank you.
to you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judy.
Thank you. I have to hug you. Yes. Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
You did an excellent job.
Okay. Okay, bye everybody.
Okay, come on up. Whoops. Come on up.
You guys were just Okay, look, we have everybody, the whole audience. Hi girls, hi ladies. Woo. This is fun. Oh, hey, l'chaim, to your health. Okay, wait.
Oh,
Your name?
Chris,
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm better after this.
Okay. Enjoy.
I will. Darlis?
Hi, Darlis.
Hi.
Enjoy yourself.
Oh, I'm
so
going
glad.
to.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you
Thank you.
for having us. Oh my gosh. And for cooking.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope you all enjoy it, because then those people that are first, we're going to ask you how it is. Hi, Linda.
Hi, I'm
She's-
excited.
I know, Linda. I know all those other ladies too. Yum. Okay, so
Yum.
go eat, taste with your wine and everything, and then come back if you like it. Don't come if you don't like it. Tell Clem, my husband. Hi, Judy.
Delicious.
Ooh, my Judy. Say
Yummy.
Hi. So this is also another one of my friends. Hi, Judy. Enjoy yourself.
Looks delicious. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you all, really. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So you
And-
made the biscuits this morning?
Yeah, I made them yesterday because I was so nervous about making biscuits. I'm not a baker. I was so nervous about making biscuits that I had to make them yesterday because I was afraid if I didn't get it right that I didn't know what I'd have to be doing biscuits for days. But thank you. Your name?
Pat.
Hi, Pat. Thank you. And I want to tell you that Pat was sitting right over there, and she smiled during the whole time we were creating, and she was happy, and she was going, yes, and she understood what I was saying, so that made me feel really good. Thank you, Pat. Thank you. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. I'm Linda. I'm
Hi,
Pat's
Linda.
friend.
Pat's
Thank you. It was
friend.
wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
It
And you were
smells so good.
well, go and enjoy yourself. I know you guys waited a long time. Hi, sweetie. Hi, and this is Audrey.
Hi, Judy. It looks delicious.
Oh, enjoy yourself.
You did such a good job.
Oh,
Thank you.
enjoy yourselves.
I will.
I have a lot of pasta, and I have another thing of pasta in the oven in there. I also have more of these, so don't worry. We make more. Don't. Yeah. Well, I don't know. No. Hi.
Hi.
And
I'm Stephanie.
I know. And Stephanie was one of my helpers today. And I've known Stephanie for a long time. She and my daughter went to school together. And actually, this is her mom.
Sally.
And Sally and I went to school together. So that was kind of fun. So enjoy. And thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your help. I appreciate it. And thank you, Sally, for letting me borrow your daughter.
Oh, anytime. As long as you keep
Hi.
Hi, and I'm Charlene.
Hi, Charlene. Nice to meet you. I hope you
Thank
enjoy everything.
Oh my gosh, this was such a treat.
Oh, geez.
This was such a treat.
Oh, good.
I
I'm
appreciate
glad.
that.
Oh,
Yes.
thanks. Enjoy yourself.
Oh wait, he's so slow.
Oh yeah, there's the one with the veggies on it. That's the smoked salmon. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you're
We're
welcome.
lucky to have you in Gilroy.
Oh, thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Julian,
Hi, Julian.
and this is my first coming to one of these tasting deals.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're together now. We're
Yeah.
both going to learn something about the wine and the food and everything.
Right.
Got it.
Hi, I'm Joe.
Hi, Joe. And that looks pretty good. Is that looking good for you
It
tonight?
looks excellent.
Oh, good. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. So, are we going to make the Channel 2 news tonight?
No. I don't know. No. But in San Jose, yes, eventually it will come in San Jose. But it shows in Gilroy and in Morgan Hill and some places up and down the coast and stuff. So
So, what channel is that?
it shows on MHAT in Morgan Hill and on CMAP in Gilroy. Shows on a station in San Jose called Create TV.
This is the what now?
Now that's the mushroom one with the Italian sausage and the balsamic glaze.
Oh, and this is the.
That's the smoked salmon one.
Well, everything looks delicious. This is a wonderful treat.
Oh,
I've never done
good.
this before. I didn't know.
Well, this is the first time I've done it here, and then we're just never know. We could be maybe doing this again, I think,
Good.
you
My
know.
name is Kay, and I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, good. I'm
It
glad.
looks
Thank you for
delicious.
coming.
Hi.
Hi.
Dick.
Hi, Dick. How are you?
Great, great.
Good. Enjoy yourself.
Looks beautiful.
You look good. We have a nice plate there.
Looks beautiful.
So what's kind of nice about this is, you know, you could do a lot of this stuff as vegetarian. If you wanted to do the sausage and mushroom one, you don't have to put the sausage in there. You could just actually just put the mushrooms in there, you know.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Michelle. This
Hi,
looks
Michelle.
great. Thank you so much for
Oh, well,
having us
thank
and
you for
doing all
coming.
this.
Thank you
Yeah,
for coming.
thank you.
Enjoy yourselves. Yeah, I think you guys are going to make it.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Carlos.
Hi, Carlos.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great, thank
so
you.
what do you think? Looking good? Of course, you know, see, the thing is that I starved them so long, they'd say that anyway, so, you know.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Appreciate it.
yourself.
I'm Barb, and I'm just so excited to be here.
Oh, thank you for coming, Barb.
Thank
I hope
you
you
for
enjoy
doing this
yourself.
here. It's lovely, and thanks Sarah's Vineyard for letting us all come and party here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a nice guy, that young man.
He is very nice.
The proprietor, Tim. So, are we making more of these in the back? Tell him we need some more, the vegetable ones with the, so we, oh, I know, we have to flip him over. He just got flipped over. Oh, we have enough. See, that, then this, oh,
That was for me.
you'll have to hold that
Table
one in the
in the
back.
back.
Table in the back. I hope you heard some of. I know it was hard back there.
Oh, no, we heard.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you,
And
Cheryl.
are?
Cheryl. Yes.
Thank you for
very much,
coming.
Judy.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Hi. Going for
All
two.
right. Look at this. This woman knows. She's eating. She's eating.
I don't want to
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much.
And you are?
I'm Jody.
Hi, Jody.
Hi.
I hope you enjoy yourself.
I will.
Okay, see?
Surely.
See? Smart woman.
Thank you.
So, let's see. Can you get over there? Okay, and you are?
I'm Joanne.
Hi, Joanne. Nice to meet you.
Nice to be here.
So I hope you
Awesome.
enjoy yourself.
I did, and I learned a lot of good things.
Oh,
too.
good, good.
Things. Thank you so much.
Good.
Megan, nice to meet you.
Oh, another Megan.
Yes,
so we've
there's
got
a lot of them
we've
around
got
here.
3 Megans in
Yes.
the mix today. So
Thank you so much. Everything looks delicious. So
Oh, enjoy
I appreciate
yourself.
it. And I, like my mom, I learned a lot today. So
Oh,
thank
good,
you.
good. Thank you for coming. That's it?
That's it. I'm gonna go light. I'm gonna eat again later.
Yo, you got to taste the pasta.
Oh my gosh.
You got to take the pasta, man. Because I have like another whole big thing of pasta in the back. So,
Can you can you tell me what's vegetarian for my sister? I'm gonna grab her.
what's vegetarian? What's totally vegetarian?
Totally. Oh, more or less. More or less vegetarian.
The vegetables. The vegetables. No, these aren't. They have Italian sausage in them.
These are?
But those have just vegetable. This is smoked salmon.
And this is, oh. Or is that for Jersey? Yeah.
That has bacon in it, the pasta. So,
Just those. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a sneaky thing to do. And you are?
Andrew.
Andrew, thank you for coming, Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
I
It
hope
was
you
wonderful.
enjoy yourself.
I did.
Okay.
You did a nice job.
Thank you. And you see another. Oh, look at
There
this
you go.
guy. He knows. He's got
I'm
to
getting the
eat.
vegetarian option for Josie.
Oh, okay. And your name?
My name's Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Hi,
Nice
nice
to
to-
meet you. I hope you enjoy
It
yourself.
looks delicious. I can't wait.
Good.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
yourself.
Thanks so much.
Did
I
you
really
try the smoked salmon or the
No, I
mushroom?
will do.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
This is the mushroom one.
This is the
Is it
mushroom
just
one.
mushroom? Is that?
It's mushroom and Italian sausage.
Oh, actually, I'll try it.
Oh no, you'll like it.
I love it.
I
And
think.
this one is.
Just it's smoked salmon.
I'll try it. I'll definitely try that. But I feel a little greedy now.
No, you're supposed to
Okay.
take a taste of
Okay.
all of them.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
think I have. Thanks
All
again.
right.
It was great. It was
Thank
good. I
you.
really enjoyed it.
Good. Okay. That's it. Everybody has been fed. Everybody who's going to eat is eating. I know these guys, my film crew, they're going to be eating. I hope you all enjoy it. I really do. And thank you so much for coming. Okay? Really. Okay. It's a wrap. Thank you for Cooking for All Seasons. This is Judy Keys. Thank you. Okay. Okie dokie.
Are we ready?
We're ready to go.
Ready, boss.
All right, we're ready to start. Judy, are you really ready to start?
Yes, I am. You can yell at me later if I am.
We are rolling.
Hi. Okay, we're back again. And no, sorry.
Oh, come on.
Boy, this is your first rodeo?
No, my,
Judy, I don't need it.
no, about my 10th year. Sorry.
Only so because this is where I would like to get you.
Yeah, I know when I'm wiping my nose. So attractive.
All right.
Okay.
And, okay, ready?
Okay, move down. Squish in. Squish in.
All right.
Ready. In fact, you want to back over this?
Oh, and we go.
All right.
We're a
And
sandwich.
they're going to spread out. As we
They're
go
just
along.
messing
You know
with
that.
us.
Ready? 5, 4, 3.
Oh, hi. Okay. We'll be right back. Thanks. And I think I'm just going to put these vegetables out for somebody who just wants vegetables. Sorry. You know, I think I'll do that.
There you go.
Yes, we're done. We're done.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Judy.